All right, guys. So we are working on Milestone 2 this week. We got 12 views to do. Um, Divvying it up, that'd probably be about 2 to 3 views per team. Be great if we could get up to 1 view per individual on each team. But roughly, expectation is not so much about how many views that you complete, but that you put in the 6 to 8 hours of work each week. So um, making sure you're coming in, asking questions, figuring out what needs to get done, and you know, helping the project move forward. So, as your project manager and admin team, our objectives are to show team leads and individual contributors what needs to get completed, and we're trying to get away from you having to depend um, on us to start working, right? Because it seems like there's a lot of the attitude that I've been getting from feedback is, not getting direction, um, where, you know, if you're waiting for us to give like specific direction, you're not able to come in and start working, just see what's missing and start working. Yes, we do want to provide details and give you specifics. But the object of this is to kind of show you what is completed, what's been getting done, and show you kind of missing pieces and allow you to go in and fill in, especially for those of you that are struggling to figure out um, what to do. Okay, so that'll allow you to work proactively um, and then from there, when you work, we can provide support and additional direction, just like I'm going to do in this video. So what this is going to show is, for example, views, 8 other views that are also being worked on. So we have about 12 views that are being worked on, and kind of some other to-dos. So the 4 example views I have are the design overview, the client view, the server view, and the user consumer manager view. Okay. So this is what we turned um, in our first milestone. Um, this is showing our overview of our system and what kind of when we're making these views and the idea of this um, SDD system design description is so basically outlining all the aspects of the system so that you can lay it in front of a team and they can start building it, right? It's kind of like a blueprint to a house for in um, architecture, right? So that's what we're trying to lie out here. And so with this overview design, there are plenty of aspects to this that aren't being specifically addressed. Those are housed in other components. So we have our GUI, the user interface, and when a user, for example, comes to the website or they get on their mobile, right, they have that user interface. And before they've even logged on, they're able to see something, right? And so we imagined they'd be able to see, events still, public events. They don't necessarily need to log in. Now, to register for the event, they would need to go through this client session. However, while they're just kind of browsing, they can see events and have access to that through database. Okay, so then if they do log in and are they so when they log in, they go through they start a client session and they have to log, um, you know, either register or if they have an account already, they need to go through this authentication. And then they can get access to the server, and then they have more abilities with managing their account, notifications. All that's housed inside here in the service session. And they also have access to the event component, which has ability to share, and make payments. Um, so this is an overview of our component diagram. We still are able to make any changes to this as we move forward, but this is what we're working with for the time being. So this diagram was based off of this example. Um, this inspired a lot of what we built. Same kind of ideas, the user has access to a stock portfolio that they're not logged in. They can see stocks, right? Still in what's going on. Once they log in and get um, allowed to access the server session by being authenticated, um, they are then able to get specific information regarding their own stocks, okay, and information from the database for them specifically. This is an example from the book, showing user interface engine accounts. This is for a game, so they access um, the portal into the game, and um, so here is our second view, the client. So what we were just looking at, this is going to go into this component right here. Okay, just show an example real quick. So you have a user um, information coming from the server, right? And it's just showing how um, things are moving in the screen for the user. So this is showing some kind of game that the user is playing. Okay, so the game is physics, there's drawing, the elements are moving, there's a score, user has inputs that are affecting the elements, just as physics are. The new game starts the element somewhere. Right, so those, you can kind of see how that is all working. So Team 3 was one of their first drafts. Here's another draft. Um, like this one's a bit neater. However, I feel like it's a little confusing on what exactly is going on here with the errors and notifications. This is looking great. And so a little review on my end for the second view. Um, Definitely liked how the second draft was looking cleaner. Um, I don't feel like authentication needs to be shown on this client view. That's to me something that's happening in the server. Um, what I was thinking, this could actually be two views, one showing what the user has access to um, when they're not logged in, and then the second would be showing the login um, view and what access they have. Another thing is in the example, they show a server connection, and so in these views, um, I guess you could replace authentication with your server connection, um, showing that where that information's coming from. So then there's our third view. On this one, likewise, I feel like there should be like a client box and showing that, but this does look really good and professional. You have load balancer, server session, authentication server, um, backend services, a bunch of different pieces that are needed. I'm not exactly sure how all these work together and what kind of the inner structure of all of them are. Um, but yeah, I mean, it definitely looks great. I would like a little more of an explanation on all these different parts. But yeah, design information looks good. Fourth view, we have our consumer user manager. So I like the simplicity of this. Shows you having a client, notification manager, um, showing message data is coming to the consumer user manager. Shows how you have account data coming here. Um, Shows that the user logging in or logging out is going through the authentication server and providing a token to get that data. So, sorry, this is really small, but here are all the other views that are currently being worked on. I see these two on Draw.io, but I didn't see anything put in there. I didn't see anything from Team 2. Assume they may have their resources somewhere else. But that's these you can see, kind of take a peek at what other people have been working on um, so far. So some things that need to still get done, right? So design information for the first view needs to get completed, right? So if you're looking for something to do and you haven't gotten that figured, looking for something to do, you're scratching your head and feeling lost, that would be let us know and volunteer to complete that. Um, you can help out with, current views, or you can create a new view yourself. Um, and then um, we need to start creating an overview table for the contents of our views, right? Because our current file has, a bunch of tabs, and so it's getting kind of tricky, um, going through those, and so we need to start organizing those. So a table of contents would be great to have. And so those are some of the ideas. I hope that provides everyone with some clarity. If you haven't been able to, you're not sure of what progress to make, I'll be continuing, and the admin team will be continuing to give feedback on your components and the work that you've been completing. And again, we want to make it as simple as we can so that anyone can, pick it up and start building the system. That's all I have for now. Talk to you guys more soon.